I grew up in Medicine Bow, Wyoming, a place with more dust than people and more rumors than streetlights. My mom raised me alone, and she didn't believe in many rules, except one: never go near old Bob Barnes's trailer. Everyone in town knew him. He dug through trash at night, lived on the edge of the lake, and walked everywhere with a rifle slung over his shoulder. Some folks said he killed a kid once. Some said he was insane from Vietnam. Others whispered he'd shoot anything that moved, but the adults never agreed on why he was dangerous. Some were terrified of him. Others pitied him. When I was about 14, my buddy's mom said something strange. That poor man. All he wants is to be left alone. Then, 1 second later, she snapped and told us to stay away from him, like she'd said something she wasn't supposed to. I didn't understand what she meant until a few years later. When I was 17, my mom got drunk one night and finally told me the story. Her friend, a good guy she said, had been murdered by old Bob years ago. He and some buddies were drinking near the lake. He saw Bob walking through the bushes carrying a kid over his shoulder. He yelled, chased him, and Bob spun around and shot him dead. The kid died too, and the whole town never forgave him. I hated Bob after that. Hated that he'd ruined my mom's life. Hated how everyone acted like he'd gotten away with murder. That hate turned into something stupid. One night, I decided I was going to burn down his trailer. I crept around the lake with stolen paint thinner, waited until his lights went out, and crawled up quietly, until I heard a gun cocked to my right. "What you got there, boy?" He made me drop the can. Then he told me to turn around so he could see my face before he killed me. But when he recognized me, something changed. He lowered the gun, and he said my name. He invited me inside and told me everything, the real story. The man my mom called a good kid was no victim. He had a history of stalking children, flashing them, and getting kicked out of school for stealing from the girls' locker room. And that night by the lake, he wasn't chasing Bob. He was carrying an unconscious girl, a real child, planning to do something unspeakable. Bob only intervened because he saw it happening. He shot him to stop him. He carried the child to town himself. He turned himself in. He wasn't arrested because the evidence matched everything he said. He saved her life, or tried to. She died from drugs that were already in her system. The worst part, Bob said, wasn't killing the man. It was living in the same town as the grown-up versions of the other kids involved, still pretending nothing happened. He looked me dead in the eye and told me to go home and ask my mom what really happened. So I did. I won't repeat what she said, but it broke something between us, and I haven't been back to Wyoming in almost 20 years. Because the scariest monsters aren't the ones the town whispers about. Sometimes, they're the ones you grew up with.